Hey y'all, so in today's video, I'm going to be doing a pretty natural dark set. It features a V-cut French, also a marble nail, and then I also show how I apply my foil when I'm doing nail art. So it's all pretty basic nail art techniques, but it turns out to make a beautiful set when it all comes together. So I'm starting on the ring finger, and I'm starting with that black, and I applied it at the cuticle area, and then I point her finger down, and I'm just going to walk that product down. I'm going to make sure that I am keeping it away from the sides because, I do not want this black to flood her cuticle area. So I'm being very careful. So once I have it towards the center of the nail, I'm going to wipe off the excess, and then I'm just going to blend that little bit down. Once I do that, I'm going to come in with my white, and I'm going to start creating the marble. So to start my marble, I'm going to come in with that white, and I'm just going to place it there where the black ends. And then I'm going to take my black, and I'm basically going to just bump it up against the white. Since my room is limited here at the tip, I don't have a lot of room for error. I don't want to take the chance of swirling it and not having enough space to swirl it. So instead, I'm just going to basically bump those colors into each other. So I'm working with very wet beads, and I'm just going to place them like I said and run them together. So now I'm going to come in with my gold foil, and as you can see, I've placed it there and I'm leaving it flat. You do not want to crumble this foil when you use it. I feel like the mistake a lot of people make is when they use this, they kind of just pick it up and place it onto the nail. Well, when you do that and you crumble it up, it loses its metallic finish. So you want to make sure that you're separating it flat, and then when it comes to applying it, you're also applying it flat. So I'm taking my brush, I put a little clear on the nail, and then when I pick up the foil, I'm picking it up so it's still flat, and then I'm placing it onto the nail and I'm patting it down. So you just really need to be super careful when you're doing this. Be gentle with it and don't be rough, and make sure that you're keeping it flat so the finish could really show through. So now I'm going to create my V-cut French, and here lately, y'all, I have been just using my X-Acto knife. I really like how my cuts are coming out better when I use it. You can freehand it if you want, if it's easier for you, but here lately I feel like that X-Acto knife is giving me just a sharper finish. So I'm starting in the center of the nail, and I'm applying that nude color, and then I am just walking and patting it down. I'm making sure that I'm still, keeping my sides clean, and then I'm going to just allow this to go semi-dry. So while that one is going to set up, I'm going to come to the other finger and start that one too. So I'm going to do the same thing, apply it at the center of the nail, walk it down, and then by the time I get done with this one, I'll come back to the first nail. So I'm back to the first nail, and I'm going to take my X-Acto knife. I'm going to start at the center of the nail, and I'm just going to point the tip of the X-Acto knife to the corner of her sidewall. I'm going to make the cut, and then I'm going to just do the exact same on the opposite side. So I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other finger. And as you can see, I applied this at the center of the nail, that first bead, and I left out the cuticle area. And the reason why I do that is because I don't want to take the chance of creating too much bulk when I'm doing this. So that's why I split that process up and I'm doing it in 2 beads. So now when I do my cuts and I finish those, I come in with my cuticle bead. And I just apply it there, allow it to flow down, and then blend it through that first bead. So when it comes to the V French, I tend to like my V cuts not too far up towards the tip, towards the free edge. I still want to be able to see that color at the top. So here lately, I've been cutting it all the way towards the tip because I find when I come in and file it with my hand file and sharpen it, I do take off quite a bit. So I'm bringing that V down. And even with V-cut Frenches, everything is a preference to the nail tech. This is just the way I like it. So don't get caught up about, oh, it's supposed to look like this or it's supposed to be like that. No, it's all about what kind of preference you like and how you and your client like it. So that's how I like mine. So for the pinky and the thumb, I'm just going to do those ones solid. They're going to be all black. So now that those nails have had time to dry, I'm going to come back and really sharpen them up. So I'm just taking my hand file and I'm pressing it up against the walls and I am just sharpening those edges. Now here's where I'm really going to define my V when I use my hand file. I'm going to just, bring in that point. So when I do that, it's going to bring that point down and it's not going to be all the way up there towards the free edge. So once all my filing is done, I'm going to come in with my color and I'm going to put my brush in reverse, place it at the tip, and then just brush that product back. Now I'm taking my brush and I'm just patting it up against the walls. When you pat, it really pushes that color up against the walls, and that way you won't see any shadowing. You won't see you know, where the color should have been bumped up all the way. So you want to make sure that you really pat that color through. Now I'm coming through with my brush, and as you can see, I'm coming through and wiping it towards the center of the nail. Now I'm going to come in once all of this is dried, and I'm going to file all that excess acrylic away. But I still want to be able to not have so much work to do when I do that. So that's why I come in with my brush and kind of clean it up through the center. And now it's just about patting it into place, making sure my sides is clean, and making sure if there's any empty spots that I fill those in. So those nails are completely dry, and as you can see, there's not a lot of product there for me to file away. So that's what really helps when you're doing that technique like that, when you're cleaning it up. You create less work for yourself towards the end. So I went in and I capped everything with clear, and now I'm going to start my finish filing. And just like I said before, I always start with the perimeter of the nails first. I get them into shape, and then I come through with my e-file and clean it up. So I don't know about you guys, but the bulk of my time goes towards filing. I am obsessed with getting a good shape when it comes to the nails. So here they are, freshly filed, and you can really see them, honey, when they don't have nothing on them, when they're just freshly filed. I love it. But here are the finished nails, you guys. These nails are so beautiful and so simple. I can't get over how simple they are, but so stunning. So that's the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in another video.